Now, I'm going to be tying, basically what it's a mini lure, it's called a candy cat, but I'm going to tie one with a muddler head, a pink muddler head. This is a good pattern, mainly for like as a fry pattern. It does extremely well for the rainbows and the lochs and the lakes of the UK and Ireland. And I'm sure it would catch anywhere else as well. Now, the hook I'm using a Fully Mill hook. This is the competition heavyweight, size 10 and silver. See, nice hook. It goes with the colour of the fly. Thread I'm going to be using, use the pink 80 uni thread. You start the thread at the eye and work my way down. And you stop in line with the barb of the hook. Now, I'm going to use a pink Marabou. You can use a softer pink in this if you want. And a white Marabou, just a standard white. Now, basically it's a mix, white first and then pink on top, so, and you do exactly the same with the wing. You don't need much. So we drop a white Marabou first, pinch the ends to line them up, don't cut them. I usually do about shank length for the tail, and then tie it on top, just a couple of turns to hold. Do exactly the same with the pink. Not a lot. To roll the fibres, I like to just roll them to hold them together at the base, and then pinch the ends just to line them up. Set that on top, a couple of turns to hold. I usually like to taper the cut, so it's tapered towards the eye. And then you can take your thread up, tying this in. Nice base of thread down for tying in. It's an Opal Mirage body, and then we rib it with a silver wire. So just work your way up. So a medium sized silver wire. You catch this in the way back down. The same with the Opal Mirage, this is the stuff I'm using. You can see it's a large, you can use medium or large if you wish. I prefer the large, it covers much quicker. So tie this in the way back down. Just take your time, up against the tail. Line with the barb of the hook and then bring your thread back up. You bring your Opal Mirage up first. Now you could use instead of using the pink thread, you could use like a fire orange. Or even white, depending. Because the thread colour underneath does affect the colour of the Mirage. So then we bring our wire up, straight turn at the back, looking around about 4 to 5 turns on the way up. Just follow it up with the thread, 90-degree bend into the wire. Now what I like to do is, make sure there's wax on the thread at this point, take the thread all the way down towards the eye, stop at a head length, say, from the eye, and then bend and break away the wire. And then come back up. Now what that does, it just keeps it a bit level, instead of having a big step. Nice and strong, the dressing is good at that. Now we repeat basically the white Marabou first and then the pink for the wing. So we've got our white, not too much. Again we roll the ends, pick the best of the Marabou, pinch the ends to line them up. Length slightly by the tail, just slightly, and then I like to make a space by drawing back the fibres. There's a lot of bulk in that, so you draw them back out the way. A couple of turns to hold, trim away the waste. Now it ties in much better if you do that. So, and then we do the same again, use the pink. Roll the ends. Just draw these fibres out, look at the best in the Marabou, pinch. And then this goes on top. Again, just make a wee space, so use your nail to do it. You'll see how much that opens out or takes away the bulk of the fine fibres in the Marabou. And then we get a neater head that way, just check the length. Just going to pull it in a wee bit. Then I'm going to put a wee bit of flash on the side of the wings. The side of the Marabou anyway. Just a single strand. I'm going to tidy the head area up. Come right up against the wing. Just a wee quick look. That's fine. I'm just going to use a bit of, you can use crystal flash. I'm going to use some mirror flash. To say single strand, the length of the wing, just on my side, just hold it. And down with 2 or 3 turns, and then bring it over and allow the flash to run up the side of the far side of the wing, trim it to the right length. You see, just a wee highlight, you don't need to overdo it. And it's a mobile, but being flat is a mobile, so it swims with the wing. Now I'm going to use, much like I did with the wing and the tail, but this time I'm going to use the dyed pink deer hair and some white deer hair. White on first. Now, not too much. First thing I do is cut it away from the skin, as close to the skin as you can go, and then take away the fluff. You've got to remove this under fur. Now, what I'm going to do is just roll this and take the fibres apart, meaning so they're not all the same length. Set this on the top, but you want it to go in halfway, and then I'm going to come around with a couple of turns, and then basically slowly tighten up and allow the deer hair to spin. Take the thread through it, draw back these fibres, ready for the pink head. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim this first. So basically I'm going to trim it so just pushing the curved scissors towards and into the dressing of the fly. All the way around. Just watch your thread. You could have the tapered ends in, but I don't want that. Just get them all different lengths. Now, make sure it's nice and tight, just pack it back with your nail. And then what I'm going to do is put some jungle cork on. This is optional now, you don't need to do it. Got a jungle cork eye there, so you can see it's got a split right down the middle. Just going to draw back the fibres. Just encourage this split a wee bit further into the feather itself, so I'm just going to tear it slightly. And there's my jungle cork eye. The reason I'm putting it on at this point is the deer hair helps to hold it out, and you can see it as well. So I'm going to come around, 2 or 3 turns, draw this back, tidy the head area up. Just got one of the deer hair fibres, just go back, come right up against the deer hair, trim it by the waist. Now you can see how the jungle cork sits out. That's what you want. You want it like that. Now I've got a small O-ring on my bobbin. As you can see the bobbin, there you can see the O-ring. We take this up and onto the head, slide it back and onto the wing, onto the jungle cork. You can see that holds it back and allows you to basically tie in the pink deer hair, and you don't have to worry about catching any of especially the jungle cork. You don't want to be cutting it off. Now we've got the pink deer hair now. I really got to admit, this is not the best. It's not as hollow as you see. The thickness of the white deer hair is much thicker than this, and this is all I have, so I have to use it. Now I've got a couple of pieces here. Just going to double check and see what's the best. They're all much the same, to be honest with you. Look at the thickness of these. I'll just stick with what I've got. Now don't put too much on. Best to put 2 wee bunches on than 1 big bunch, because you'll tie in much tighter. So we'll start off with a nice bunch. We want these ends. You can see these ends have actually got white and pink in it, so it's a nice blend. It blends nicely into the head. So a couple of ways you could do it. On the top, come round. You want these straight turns, and then slowly tighten up and allow it to rotate around. Now, what you may find is, I've only got 2 or 3 turns there, it's slipped down a wee bit, but we can pack this back up. We can basically take this up towards the wee O-ring, and then we can then tighten up, put in some more. You leave these long fibres because it's much easier to pull these back than short cut fibres, so leave the long ones. I'm going to do this again, but not as much. We'll need a wee bit for the front. Cut it close to the skin again. This will give you a nice blend. If you want the pink, more of the pink, then you have to go further up. So we go there, and then we come around with a couple of loose turns, slowly tighten up, and then allow it to rotate. And then we have to do that again because it's stuck. Now the reason being there was too much under fur in that, so I should have actually took it out. That's what happens when you don't take the under fur out. It will not rotate. I'll show you the difference now. Remove it, twist these fibres out. See that fine fluff? You've got to remove that, or this will not roll. Now I'm just going to make sure, I'm going to run it through. I've got a wee comb on the side of my desk that I have. Now hopefully this should roll. I mean, you see lots of fluff. You've got to remove that. Again, we go back up. See, this works this time. Come in with 1, 2 turns, slowly tighten up, and then allow it to rotate. You see the difference there? It actually spun all the way around because I took the underfur away. Always keep the thread tight, and then we can come in here, get my thread right in at the head. I'm just going to pack it a wee bit, just use my nail to push it back slightly, tighten it up. Always keeping it tight, and you see the advantage of having the long fibres, you can draw it back. And the short cut fibres, then we can come in. Nice whip finish. Tighten it up. Trim away. And there you can see, there's your basically deer hair. You can see the O-ring in there, which is holding back the wing. I mean, to remove the O-ring, we just draw it back, but we'll leave it there at the moment because we need to trim it first. So what we're going to do is use a curved pair of scissors, and we're just going to come around, take our time, trim the deer hair. If you can rotate your vise like I'm doing, it makes a huge difference. If you can't do that, then basically you'd have to best to remove it from the vise. Just as I say, trim away to get a nice shape. These cut ends, the wee shorter ends, I'm just going to try and taper them into the, hopefully they'll taper into the wing. Now with this you'll always want to go back and trim and trim. You have to know when to stop. Now that looks okay. Just look at the front here now. Make sure your eyes, you can see your eye anyway. Now what I'm going to do is remove the small O-ring, and it's simple to remove the O-ring, you just draw it back over the fly, draw it round the bend of the hook. So just take your time when you do it. Take it all the way around the hook. I'll take it off so that I can tidy it up a bit better. Now what I'm going to do is start to trim, blend the deer hair into the rest. Now just work your way around, careful of the jungle cock. Make sure you see the body underneath. You've got to really see the body, so I'm just going to trim some of this away. And there we are. And that's, as I say, the candy cat Muddler.